He said, if you block me one more time, I'm going to come back and change my pictures to nude photos of children.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find a light in your soul, I'll be there.
Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. So this video is going to be about my online stalker slash harasser, definitely more of a harasser than anything else. We're gonna get right into this video. I've already written down some notes on my phone. There's a lot that happened. I cannot remember everything. This started about 2 years ago, and so I just don't remember everything, okay? I'm gonna give you a little bit of a backstory, otherwise this will probably not make much sense to you. So, man, my teddy bear looks sad. So I started going live on this website called YouNow. Some of you that are watching probably know me from YouNow. Other ones probably don't. If you just found this video, what's up? Hi, I used to go on an app called YouNow. It's just a website where you can go live, broadcast, whatever. I started doing that a while ago, a couple years ago. I really don't remember when this person first started watching me. I know that it was at least about 1.5 to 2 years ago. Actually, it was 2 years ago. So I don't really remember what happened in the beginning. I don't know what he first did. And then when, like, what made me realize he was a psycho. Like, I don't really remember all that part because I just didn't realize and I was naive. So this person, and we're going to say his name because it's not his real name. It's his fake name that he gave himself. So we're going to call him Chad. Chad is from Mexico. I have seen him. I'm not going to put his picture in. He's actually got one of my videos deleted because I put a stupid mean picture of his face in it and I wasn't thinking, and he took it down for privacy violations, whatever. I need a sip of this. This guy's like, he says that he's in his late 30s. He definitely looks like he's in his 30s. Very much like older than me for sure. And I don't know what his fascination with me was. He did this to a lot of people, but he would consistently come into my broadcast every day. I used to go live twice a day. I'm not as active on there as I used to be. That was like my full-time thing was going on there. And so he would come in there every single day, back when I lived in Hawaii especially. Every single noon broadcast I went live and late night broadcast, didn't matter what time, he would be there like immediately. He would come in an account, or with an account that was a very low level account, like a brand new account, and he would just spam my chat with like gross things, very racist things sometimes, and just gross things. And he would, I don't know how he would say some of the things he did, and I would report it, block it, whatever. You guys, not less than 30 seconds later, he would be back with a new account. And this would happen every single day, like all the time. He just didn't have a life. It was really weird. Like, a lot of people that would be in my broadcast all the time saw this. Like, everyone knew this guy. Like, even the people at YouNow ended up knowing this guy because I would email them constantly, and other people started emailing them because it was just so ridiculous that he would do this. I am not over exaggerating, people. For the past 1.5 to 2 years, especially when he would come in every single day, I'd be live for like at least 1.5 hours, by the way. So he would come in there and just be there the whole time, creating account after account after account. And I would block it. Okay, people are going to say, why didn't you ignore him, blah, blah, blah. You guys. So they came out with the thing where you could have mods in your account. So I would mod people and they would be able to like block him for me. But he would still get to comment something, say something disgusting. Other people would like type about it and talk about it. I would try to ignore it, but it did nothing. Like, I've ignored him for probably, I don't know, a week straight, maybe longer. It did nothing. He would just come back and just keep doing it because other people would bring attention to it. And I really don't think it bothered him if I paid attention to it or not. I think it just made him happy. I mean, it was really weird. It was just a weird thing that a 30-something-year-old man would be doing. But so I actually even ended up contacting YouNow about it and just telling them, and they're like, we can't do anything about it, blah, blah, blah. He's probably using a VPN and we're not able to block anything, blah, blah. Basically a stupid whatever. They gave me nothing. They did not help at all. Some of the things he would do, I'm gonna explain, is he would come in with, you would have a profile picture, just like most social media things, and you could see their picture and they would type something. He started eventually coming into my chats with pictures of people in my family that are not on YouNow. At this point in my life, I had no Facebook account. I had nothing connecting me to Facebook. He found my family on Facebook. I don't know how he did this. I don't even think anyone knew my last name, but somehow he figured it all out. I don't know. This guy was like a psychopath. He got pictures of my dad, pictures of my mother, and would come into it and change his username to like my dad's name _ whatever, and then would say things like, Brandy, be nice to Chad. Your father's telling you to. Your mother's telling you to. Whatever, whatever. And it just kind of freaked me out, you know, because I didn't want my parents to be involved with this wacko, which they ended up knowing about it because it scared me, and then they overreacted and freaked out. It was not that big of a deal, but it freaked us out because they lived in a different country and we couldn't do anything about it. He would come in and do that. He would take my picture, take my username, and make it very similar to my username, and so people would think it's me, which they would just have to click on it and realize it's not me. But he would go into other people's broadcasts and say like disgusting things and like be extremely racist to people, and people would think that it's this girl, Brandy V. Blazin, saying these things. I was not saying these things, so it freaked me out. I had no idea. People would come back and take screenshots and show me, and I'd be like, what the hell? So me and my boyfriend actually started like following him to broadcast, which was pretty stupid on our part because it made him probably want to keep doing it more, but we were curious as to what he was saying to these people, so we would go in after him and be like, hey, I'm the real Brandy V. Blazin, and there would be people that acted like I was lying, and he'd be like, dude, click on her profile. She literally has X amount of fans and X amount of subscribers. The other account has 0 and 0, so it's very obvious that it's a fake and I'm the real one, so they would eventually realize it, but they acted like I was the fake one. It was so annoying. And then he would start taking pictures of my boyfriend and going into like girls' chats. He was trying to cause problems in our relationship, so we'd go into girls' chats and be like, oh my god, you're so pretty, so much better than my girlfriend, blah 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 blah, like really dumb things. He was just a very weird person. When me and my boyfriend met each other on there, he acted like he's gonna ruin us and like all this shit didn't happen. Now I live with him, so he would do a lot of stupid stuff like that. Like that's just petty stuff, not really huge deal, but to me, like the being racist stuff and you trying to make me look like a bad person, that's a big deal when I'm not that way at all. And especially to use Johnny and go around acting like he's this bad person as well, because he's not someone who goes live, so people don't really know if that's a fake account. They just see his face, so they think of him as like a bad person. This is a part that really is just like really bad, and like I said, I might have to make another video about this one day because I just kind of made this video out on just, Johnny gave me the idea yesterday and I was like, you know, that's a good idea, and I couldn't remember everything, so I asked him some things that he could remember and he gave me a couple ideas, and so I wrote some stuff down, but I know there's so much more that has happened. I seriously can't remember. For one, I ended up getting a VPN like right as this was happening because it freaked me out. He would threaten like, I'm gonna have you, is the word doxed? I think it's like doxed, or you know, when they call the cops and they act like, oh, someone's holding someone captive, whatever. That was happening a lot at this point, so it freaked me out, so I immediately got one. I should have had one in the beginning, but I immediately got one of those so I wasn't like, you know, traceable. You couldn't like hack me, whatever. I did that because he would threaten to do that, and it scared me. Like, I don't want anything to happen. I was living with my mom and it just freaked me out. So he would threaten to do stuff like that. Now this is the thing that really bothered me. There was this girl, she wasn't a big broadcaster or anything. I don't remember her name. I think her account was taken off after this happened. So I don't know, but she was live one day and he happened to be in her chat, and a couple other people I knew were in there, and I ended up being in there, and this girl was like dancing kind of weird, like being weird. It's not a bad, like this website isn't like a porno or anything. It's a normal website, but sometimes people do weird things and then they get removed immediately. So she was like dancing, whatever, wasn't being too inappropriate, so she was fine. I don't know what started this or like what happened, what they said, but all I know is Chad came in there and was like just talking so meanly to her, and she started getting really emotional and upset. And so this was just this, to anyone that has any sort of issues with like self-harm things, I would recommend you not watch this part because it does, I'm going to talk about that right here. So just a little disclaimer, skip probably a minute ahead if you don't want to hear this, but he was telling her like, she said, I'm gonna hurt myself, and she had some sort of like razor thing on her, and so Chad was telling her, do it, everyone wants you to do it. No one else was saying anything like other than like, don't do that. And she took the thing, lifted up her shirt, and cut her stomach, like a long strip. Oh my gosh. And I was there watching. I was like, oh my god. And then immediately her broadcast ended. And she did not end it. Like, you now ended it. And then he went around telling people in other broadcasts, I made a girl cut herself. I made a girl cut herself, blah, blah, blah. It was so funny. You should have seen. I was like, oh my god. That was just, we're not gonna really talk about that one much, but you can just see like what type of person he was, because that is not a normal thing to do. I don't care if you don't like someone. He didn't even know this girl. She was a total stranger, probably around the same age as me. She's probably like in her 20s, early 20s back then. So it was just scary and really just freaked me out because I was just like, wow, what a freaking, like, just an asshole. I don't know, like, just a bad person. That was another example of what happened. Now, this is something, I'm really just telling you the things that I'm remembering that stick out the most. So this was just gross. He would come into my chat. I never saw him do this in anyone else's chats. Like I said, he would go into other people's chats and he would say gross things and stuff, but every time I went live, he would leave that chat of whoever he's watching come in mine because it just, I don't know why. I don't know why, but he even said, like, you're the #1 person I like to pick, or I like to annoy and harass and be here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, great for me. When I would try to ignore him in the chat, he did something that made it very hard to ignore him. He went and got pornographic photos off of the internet and started using them as his profile pictures. I don't know how that was allowed on you now. He would also have things in his username, like I'm gonna bleep this out, but it would be like, I'm gonna Brandy, and that would be his username. He's still, to this day, when I go live at certain times, will come in and be like, it's gonna be like, Brandy slut, something. Like, that's what his username will be. And it's just, I don't know why, but that's what he does, and I don't know how he can write that with his username, or in his username, but yeah, so you get pictures, like, of half-naked people, or literally naked people, and put them in his picture, and, like, try to spam my chat, so there'd just be a bunch of, like, naked things. So then I got very irritated and would block him, and he said, if you block me one more time, I'm going to come back and change my pictures to nude photos of children. Children, you guys, I'm not even kidding. I remember him clearly saying that. So I don't know what I did, to be honest. Thankfully, he never came back with any pictures of kids. Like, he came back. He's been there multiple times. But he never did that. He's done lots of things. He used to, he gave me his number one time. It was a Mexico number, and told me to call it. I don't remember why. I don't know. I also have some clips I'm going to insert so you guys can see. But anyways, yeah, so he gave me his number. Johnny accidentally called him one time without *6-7ing it, so he found out Johnny's information. Yeah, so there's something. Not a good idea, Johnny. Thankfully, he changed his number since then, but like, wow. But yeah, I'm going to show you clips, so I'm going to explain this clip real quick before you see it. He would go and guess with random people, and some people are really, like, easy to guess with. They'll just want to guess. They don't really care who you are, which is why I don't do that. Like, I don't like to guess. So this one guy was guesting with him. So the guest started, and Chad, all he does is I think he'd been chatting in this guy's chat and was like, oh, want to see Brandy, blah, blah, blah. I have her on my computer. He goes live, or he gets on this chat, or on this broadcast with him, and you can see me as his screensaver. I'm pretty sure this is the clip I'm thinking of. If not, I'll try to find it, but this should be the one. And he just shows a picture of me on his screen, and like, I'm his screensaver at home. And it did freak me out, because I remember him talking about this and showing this more than once. I think this is the only clip I have of it, and it just was weird. Like, he had a picture of me on his fucking computer screen. He used to say he had like 3 big computers too, and would watch on all those and like make new accounts and all this weird stuff. It was just really bizarre because he was way older than me, and it just was just so weird. And he like acted like it was just a big game and was just so funny when it really wasn't funny. Like, you're just, you're wasting your life, you're harassing people, blah, blah. It was just so weird. I don't know. He would also always try to compare me to other broadcasters. He would be like,
oh, Brandy has a prettier face than you, but you have a bigger butt than Brandy.
So that stuff was just more annoying to me. Be like, you can like stop comparing me to people now, because it's not cool. And like, first of all, some people are gonna look better than other people. That's just how the world is. You can't be perfect, so shut up. You're ugly yourself, so what are you talking about, you non-muscled, ugly, wife beater, fucking shirt, ugly ass bitch. He always wore a wife beater, a really ugly white shirt. He went live a couple times, drunk, and all people did was be like, get off, and he would just stand there and like drink and like dance. It was so weird. But see, there was nothing we could do, and people tried to figure it out. There was like nothing we could really do because he was in Mexico. He went live, and I tried to get a picture of the license plate, and I think I did actually, but I just didn't know what to do with it. So I didn't know. So I don't know. Now we're gonna move on. I know this video might be getting a little long. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut it short here pretty soon, but I just want to mention something else real fast. There used to be this account. I'm gonna insert photos here again and a video. There used to be an account on Twitter. This was before I even had a Twitter, I think, so I have no idea. I do think it was him. I don't remember for sure though. Like, there was no one else that would harass me like this or was obsessed with me, at least to my knowledge. So I really think this was Chad. So the account was just called Brandy's Feet, and the @ was Brandy VB's Feet. I don't know why it was that. And so I have a couple different things I'm going to show you. There's a screenshot, and then there's just like, I'm going to show you a video of the account. I don't know if this account is still up and running. Like I said, this was a while ago, at least this was. And so what happened was an account came in my broadcast with that username, and I don't remember what they said. I just was like, what the hell? And then I realized, I was like, that's actually my foot. And so I clicked on the profile, and so did some other people, and they're like, what the hell? And there's just a lot of pictures of me while I was live, and I think even a couple were just regular photos I posted on Instagram, maybe, I don't know, maybe not, but of my foot, and it would be like zoomed in of my feet, and so it was just really weird. And that one wasn't mean or anything, but I still think it was him because there was no one else that was obsessed with me like that, and it was just really weird. So yeah, there was a Twitter account called Brandy's Feet, or Brandy's Feet, and just had a bunch of pictures. There's also a picture that I'll show you right here where I'm flipping off the camera. I don't know why. And he said, not us, but it still looks beautiful or something, or still beautiful. I don't know. So the account referred to themselves as my feet. Like, they were the feet talking about themselves. It was very weird. I don't know. Not a lot of weird things happened like that, but that was one that I really do think it was him. He did say that wasn't me, but I don't know. There could have been a weirdo out there, but it was just so weird. And then it randomly stopped, and the account stopped posting. And so it just seemed like it was him. I don't know, just to be stupid. He would have nice days and mean days. There'd be some times where he would try to be like my friend, and he would say, if you don't block me, can I just watch? Can I just stay in here and just watch you? I won't say anything. Just stop blocking me. I don't want to keep making new accounts. It's boring, blah, blah. So sometimes I would just like stop and just, cause he would be nice. Like, he wouldn't even really say anything for a couple days. And then out of nowhere, he would come back in my chat in a couple days, or like the next day, and be a totally different person, and like tell me to go die, that I'm ugly, like you suck, like all these bad things, like all these mean things, telling me to go die. I used to have a video on YouTube about the time I cut my arm open. I have a long scar from here to here, and I ended up having to delete it. I should have just privated it. I don't even know if it was a good video. Like, I don't know how I sounded or what I did. I don't know, but he got a picture of my arm, and I know deleting the video did nothing because he already had the picture, but to me it did. Now I wouldn't even care if he did this because it's like whatever, but I was younger back then, and so it bothered me. He would go on there and get a picture of like the cut open, and he came into my chat one day and put it as profile picture, and it was like Brandy's arm, look what she did to me, or something weird, I don't know. So he would just come in and talk about my arm and stuff, and just freak people out, tell me to die, just all sorts of weird things, like thing, and like tell me he's gonna. It was scary because it wasn't just like he was a troll. He was a troll, but he was like taking it too far. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I hope that makes sense, but to me it did. So hopefully it does to you. The reason I do consider him a bit of a stalker is because he would try to figure out where I live. Like, he literally did. He figured out where I lived in Hawaii, on the island, in the literal like the little tiny town I lived in, because of something that happened with an airplane. And I happened to be on that airplane, and my stupid ass said something about it, and then someone else said something about it and said where it was, and he saw that, and then he knew where I was, and it just bothered me. I was freaked out. And so he would do that. He figured out where Johnny was. It was just a bad thing. He literally was a stalker, but he didn't have the capability and means to come and like try to get me. So that's good. But he definitely loved to harass people. And people would end up going into YouNow's broadcast whenever the CEO went live or whatever he was, and actually like be like, get rid of Chad, because he was becoming an actual problem on this website. It wasn't even just he came in and harassed me and that was that, and like only for a few minutes. No, he would do it every day. And then when I would get off, he would go to someone else and be really mean. He would be really, really nasty to people, and it was just bad. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want this to be too long of a video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you never have to go through anything like this, because it was really just frustrating and stressful back then on me, and I didn't like it, and it was just annoying. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions down below that I can answer. I will be more than happy to answer them for you. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Please subscribe. I don't think I said that. It would mean the world to me, so please do that. And yeah, have a great day, you guys. Bye.